So everyone, let's start with the part B and we'll continue from where we stopped. So first of all, what I will do is that let me rename this box 1 to something like, I think, base, sofa base. Okay, so sofa base, and what I will do is that I will click on this eye icon to hide it, so I can have enough room to create the seat of the sofa, this one. Okay, it's pretty easy to make it because what you need is that you just have to take a box and create a box here. Okay, something like this, and once it is created, what I will do is that I will just take it from the front viewport, move it upwards, okay, like somewhere here, go to modify panel and increase the height, something like this. Okay, now you will notice that this seat that we are creating right now, it's quite soft. Okay, so you can see over here, okay, and as well here. Let me do one thing. Let me right click here, object properties, and make it see through. So you can see it's quite soft in the plane. If you will see that in your reference image, it looks quite soft, but the one that I made is really sharp, as it is a kind of a cut by knife. Okay, but we don't want this to be too sharp from all these edges. We want it to be soft like what it looks like in these planes. So to convert this knife cut sharp seat, what we need to do that to convert that into smooth seat, you have to go in the modify panel here, and in the modify list we will use turbo smooth. Now what does the turbo smooth do? Turbo smooth takes any primitive and convert it into smooth object. Okay, so I will go here and I will search in the T. I have here turbo smooth, so I will click on turbo smooth. Now it is smooth already. Okay, but issue is that, can you see it got reshaped, it deformed? The reason is that because we didn't have enough number of segments. Okay, so there was a very weak subdivision here, so that's why. So if I will go back to my box here, let me turn off this show and result for a while, and you can see there is no segment here. Okay, so that's why it's not smoothing the way we want it. Usually turbo smooth, what it do is that it counts your number of segments and it multiply it by 2, and it makes it smoother from the corners or from the edges. But at this state it couldn't do that because there was no segments. So let's do one thing. Let me turn on the show and result again, and here we will start increasing the number of segments on all of these sides. Okay, length, width, or height. So first let's do the length. So if I will increase from 1 to 2, so you can see from the top viewport how it is changing. So if I will press 2 here, so you can see it's getting smoother from the length. If I will do from the width, so just notice from the front viewport it's getting better. If I will do the height segment, again you can see from the front viewport, so if I will increase the height, it's getting more and more better. Okay, so as much I will increase, it will get better and better. Okay, but obviously I don't want to increase a lot, because what will happen, it will be too expensive for me to render it or to work or to continue my work, because there will be a very strong, or you can say high subdivision. So there will be high number of polygon, and it will be very hard for me to control, as it can crash my computer because of the memory. Usually high subdivision requires a lot of memory. Okay, so I have to make sure I'm not increasing a lot. So let's do 3. Okay, for this side. Okay, I think 3 is enough. So what I can do is that I can convert this into editable polygon, and I can continue. Okay, to do that, first what I will do is that I will go in the turbo smooth, go in the list and use my edit poly. Okay. So after applying the edit poly, now I can go in the vertices and I can arrange these vertices. So if you will notice that a lot of segments, we didn't apply a lot of segments, only 333. So it will become a little easier for me to move around. If I had applied a lot of vertices, then it will be very hard for me to work on. Okay. So I will take these and move it here. Okay. Then I can go on this side, take these, move it here, then I can go here. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing that it have here, because in reality, if you will look at the seat, they are not identical, like symmetry, like they don't have identical symmetry. There is a little bit imperfection in that, so it doesn't matter that it is slightly different than any other side. Okay, now here, if I will go in the front viewport, I will do the same thing here, a little bit, move it here down. Okay, here as well, a little move here, and then I will go here, select these two, move it here a little bit, select these two, and then move it here. Okay, so quite good. Let me go in here and maximize the viewport. You will notice that, can you see the shape here is kind of curved instead of being like curved in this form? So it is curved in a concave way instead of curved in a convex way. So what I can do is that I can take these vertices, try to move them down to align to this curve. Okay, so it looks more natural then. Okay, so yep, looks fine. Here, let me check. Here I think it's fine. There's nothing we have to change. Okay, so now we have a perfect kind of a seat here. So let me right click here and go to object properties and turn off the see through, so I can see from all the sides. Now you can see clearly it looks smoother, okay, and better than like before, as we made a perfect square which was like a knife cut sharp square, which wasn't looking that smooth, and the result was not that good. So it's fine. Now here what I can do, I can go back to the turbo smooth. Okay, hold yes, and I can increase the number of iteration. What it will do is that it will start making it more and more smoother. So if I will increase it more, it will get more smoother. Okay, but I don't want that. I will keep it as it is because I have already applied the edit poly. This could be done if you have not applied the edit poly. Okay, but we are fine at this stage. So now you can see that from the front viewport that the seat is little bit curved. It's kind of fluffy from the top. Okay, now that we cannot see in the left viewport, that we cannot see in top viewport, but it's clearly visible in the front viewport. So what we can do here is that we can go in the sub object mode here and take the vertices. Now these vertices, what we can do is that we can take the top part of these vertices. Okay, for example, first we will take this part. Okay, and then we can move it up, and then we can take this part, press the control key and select the other one so that both are selected, and move this one a little bit up. Okay, I think this one is selected, so let me undo that. Press Alt key to deselect this one, and then I can move it here. Okay, now same thing here, select these, control, select these, move it upwards just like this, then select these, and move it a little bit upwards. Now you can see that. Let me uncheck this. Okay, so you can clearly see like it is more like fluffy as it is shown in the plane. Okay, so this is how we can make the seat. So what I can do is that I can go here in the box, okay, and rename this one to sofa seat. And we can also hide this one. Now sofa seat is done and the sofa base is done. Now we have to create the back seat here. Okay, now to create a back seat, you can see it is in this kind of a shape. Okay, and it goes all the way down to here. So I will go in my box mode. Okay, in the create panel in geometry, I will take the box primitive and I will make a half box like this here on the screen, a little bit thicker, but I have to make sure I should not have in the beginning a lot of segments. So 1 1 1, and then I can add edge loops, okay, or I can do the connect and these kind of things. Also what I will do is that I will right click here, object properties, and make it see through so I can see what's going on, and I will move it back. Okay, somewhere here. Now if you remember last time when we were making the base, we made the half of the base, then we mirrored it as a copy, and then we weld both of them together. Same thing, we can do that, but there is one more way to create symmetrical design, and that is symmetry, which is a more accurate because you don't have to design one at the time and then you can copy that and then join them together. Automatically you will have a symmetrical design. Okay, to do that, what I need to do simple is that I will just go to my modify panel and add one segment at the width. So it will be one segment here in the width, and then I will move this in the center. Okay, and I will increase the width of my box so it will cover the whole thing. Now what I need to do is that I have to remove this part. I want to delete this part. Only this part I have to keep it. So if you notice that there is a like a center width over here, which is like center segment over here, which will help me to remove this part. So what I can do, I can go to my edit poly. Okay, take the polygon, select this half just like here. Okay, once it is selected, I will simple press delete on my keyboard, and once I will do that, it will help me to delete that part. Now what I have here is that I have these part here, I don't have anything. Okay, so let me right click object properties and turn off the see-through so you can see actually what it is. It's basically like this. So you have this side, you have this side, then bottom, then you have the back side, but from here it is hollow. Okay, so it have to be hollow, just like what we did in for the base, because if you don't have this part hollow, you cannot join two objects together. So the joining part should be hollow from its stitching or welding at point. Okay, so right click now, object properties, and back to see through so I can see what's going on. And now simply what I will do is that I will go back to my modifier list and I will choose symmetry. Here there is an option called symmetry. So as soon as I will choose symmetry, it's here. So it will create a symmetry of that object which is selected from the center, because already I kept it in the center. Okay, if it is not in the center, you can move it around, which I'll just let you tell you. So what does the symmetry do? The object that you're working on, it will take that object, mirror it, and put it on the other side, like here. Okay, so whatever changes I will do here, the same changes will be applied here. Okay, now in the symmetry, you should have that object cut off or deleted from the center, like what I did for these, like this back seat. I have applied, like I made a like a middle segment first, width segment in the middle, and then I deleted this part. So I know that my center is here, and from here I deleted this part. If it is not there, so what you need to do simple is that first of all you have to choose your mirror axis, maybe Y. Okay, so it will be mirrored on the Y, or Z, maybe it will be mirrored on the Z. You can see that here. But in this case, I want to mirror it at X. Okay. Sometimes what happens, your mirror is upside down, like, you know, or like it is other way around. Okay. Like here should be the mirror, but the mirror like comes over here. So in that case, you can click on flip. Okay. So, but right now I don't need to do that flip. Okay. Now, if you want to weld it, automatically it will weld your symmetry. If you don't want, you can uncheck, but I want it, so I will keep it. Now, slice along mirror is that it will keep your whole like modeling from the center, from the mirror. So I will keep it like checked. You can also move it just like we can move our modifier object and their like gizmo or center. So we can go in the symmetry, click on this button, and we can go to mirror, and we can move this mirror. Okay, so wherever you want. You can also rotate, okay, with the rotation tool, or here. Okay, you can scale it, but I don't want to do this. I'm satisfied with what I have here. Okay, so very simple to apply the like symmetry. So now I don't have to do the mirror, I don't have to do the welding, because everything is done automatically here. Simple. What I need to do is that I have to go to the edit poly. Okay, make sure the show and result is on, and take my vertices from here. Okay, now see, whatever change I will apply, like suppose if I will go here, okay, take my modify tool, or like moving tool, move up and down, and you can see that I have only selected this, not this one, but whatever changes I'm applying, it is also applied here. So that's the main advantage of the symmetry. So at the same time, it's happening here. Okay, so first of all, I need to shape it up. Okay, I will go to the left viewport, then I have to take these two, move it back here. Okay, so it is perfectly aligned. Okay, here a little bit as well, that's fine. Okay, now I have to create this kind of you can say the shape. So to do that, I must have here a segment or an edge loop, but I don't have it. So what I can do, I can go to my edit here, take a swift loop, okay, create one here. Okay, and to support this one, I can create one at the top and one over here. Okay, and you will notice that automatically it is created on the other side. Now I can take my vertices. Okay, make sure the swift loop is off. Okay, now I can do one thing here, because they are too close to each other. I can first of all move them apart so they are not close to each other, somewhere like this. Okay. Now I can reshape them, like this one should go here, this should go here, this should go here, and then maybe at this one I can move it a little bit down, not too much, because if you will see, if I will move it down, this become darker. That means I am going beyond my limit, which is wrong. So you have to move it a little bit here, not too much. Okay, this one I can move it here. One I can add here so that I can have this shape, kind of shape here. Okay, if I will not move these down or up, so what will happen is that when I will apply turbo smooth, so this will become quite deformed. So to avoid that, I did this. This one maybe you can keep it this way, it's fine. From here now I have to see this is wrong, so I have to move it just here. That's fine. Here as well, this one, and press Control key to select this one also. Move it a little bit here so that you don't have any issue. Now I think that's fine. Okay, so I can again go to the edit, swift loop, and add one here. Okay, so I have added one here. Now again add a swift loop, uncheck that, and now I can move this one, like suppose somewhere here. Make sure they are not close to each other, because if you will put close to each other, so it will become deformed and you will have artifact, which will not give you good result. Okay, So now let's see from here, this should be a line like this. This should be a line like this. Only what you need to do is that you are moving around. Now I don't have a lot of segments, a lot of vertices, because I kept it low poly from the beginning. So I don't have to worry about that part. Okay. So simply I have done this here. Now what else I can do here is that if you will see from the left viewport, just like the seat, this part is curved. It's kind of fluffy. So what I can do, I can make a fluffy part over here. So to do that, I have to take only these edges, which is here in the middle. Okay. The front one, only the front one, not the back one here. Okay. Once I'm done, I can move this part just like this. Okay. So it can create a curve here. Okay. And then I can move this one a little bit here. Okay. Now what I need is that I need one more edge loop here, so I can have at least this curve here. So simple edit, swift loop, and then I can create one swift loop here. Okay, let me uncheck this one. I think because here the symmetry is showing, so that's why I cannot do that. So I have to go in the top viewport to do this. Okay. Otherwise, because here, if you will see, this is my symmetry. So I cannot apply the edge loop, swift loop here on the symmetry. I can only apply on the original part. So here the symmetry is showing, that's why I cannot make it. So I have to be here, and somewhere in the middle I can make it. Always try to put things in the middle. Okay, now I have it here. Now I can go in the edit, uncheck the swift loop, take my vertices, and then reshape this one. Okay, so from the middle it is fine, but there should be one here as well. Okay, so if I will apply a swift loop here, automatically it will be applied here as well. So what I can do, I can go to the edit, take the swift loop, and apply one here in the center, maybe somewhere here. Then edit, uncheck this, and see here it is also applied automatically. Now I will take my vertices from here, take these, okay, and then move it slightly forward so there is a curve, natural curve here. Okay, so I have this kind of a shape now. Okay, so now I will right click here, object properties, uncheck the see-through just to see everything is fine here. This thing seems fine. Okay, and let's go back to the turbo smooth here, like my modifier list, and apply the turbo smooth so it will become smoother. Okay, so this looks fine. Okay, if you want, you can increase the iteration, but if you will keep on adding the iteration, it will become more and more smoother, and subdivision will be increased, so it will be a little heavier. So I will keep it as it is. I will not change it. Okay, now to fix this part, what you can do is that you can either make another edit poly or add like a kind of edge loop at this part. Okay, so I will add another edit poly here, take the vertices and move these part. Okay, but you have to make sure, because right now we are over the symmetry, so that means there is no symmetry at this part. So if I will move this, this should be moved separately. Okay, which is fine. It's a small part, not a big part, so we don't have to worry about this. Okay, so now we can go to this side and do the same thing here. Let me do one thing here. Let me turn on the see-through so I can exactly see what's going on. I can take these all at once instead of one by one and move this around. Now it is fine. Okay, and then what I can else do is that I can take these and move it up, this up, right click, object properties, see-through again. Okay, now we are done with this. What I can do, I can go here, box 1, and rename it to sofa back seat. Okay, so we have this now. So I will uncheck, I will click on the eye so I can see the whole thing here. So things quite looks fine here. Let me make it maximized. Okay, one thing I can do here is that for this base, because there is no turbo smooth on it, so you can see it looks kind of hard as compared to the back seat and as compared to the this like seat over here. So what I can do, I can go to this base and apply turbo smooth on it as well. Okay, so I will apply turbo smooth. Now you can see it's perfect. Okay, all joined together, and this is how you can make it like a sofa. Okay, so now you can turn off this edge faces from here just to see. Okay, so this is how we can create anything out of the primitive and convert them into editable poly, and then reshape it, and those kind of things we can do over here. Okay, so as simple as that we can do over here. Now one thing I need to do here is that I have to create this leg part here, which is quite easy to do. Okay, so again I will turn on my edge faces and hide these. Okay, now I can go back here. Now from the top viewport I cannot see it, or can only see it from the front and the left viewport. So simple, what I will do here is that this time I will not take a geometry. Let's do one thing. This time let's take a shape, then take a rectangle and create a rectangle over here. Okay, now once I have created the rectangle, I will move it here. Okay, move it somewhere here in the center and move it here in the center. Now I can go to the modify panel, increase the width of this rectangle. Now notice that this is a 2D shape. This is not a 3D shape. This is the 2D shape that we studied in the few classes back. Now I have a perfect width for it, which is following from the front angle. So I have to do the same thing here. I have to increase the length. So I have to increase the length. Okay, now the length is perfectly following here. Now if you will notice, this is not a square, or you can say like a rectangle with a sharp corner. Okay, this one that we have right now is with the sharp corner. This is not something like this. It has smooth corners. So what I need to do is that there is a corner radius. So keeping this in mind, this top viewport, I will increase the top corner radius, the corner radius from the top viewport, and you can see it is becoming smoother now. Okay, so little bit more, let's do it, but don't exceed it too much. Okay, this is fine. Now what I will do is that I will go to the rendering, turn off the rectangular here, and turn on these two, so that in rendering also it is it have thickness, and in viewport it have thickness. It will look something like this because the length is too much, so I can decrease the length, something like this. Now it is fine, and width maybe not too much, something like this kind of, you can do it. Angle, you can make it something like this kind of angle. Okay, now let's do one thing, increase the width of it so that we have something like here, and then take your scaling tool, scale it down so it matches the size here and here. Okay, because if I will not apply width, what will happen, where I will put these legs, so there should be some place to hold the legs. So you can even increase this more. Okay, now I will put let's scale this one and make sure it is following this. I think angle, we don't need angle, that's fine. Okay, so what I will do, I can right click here, okay, object properties, and go to the see-through option here. Now once I'm in the see-through option, you can see that it's basically not following the shape like this. So I can go here and do the edit poly. So this shape will become an editable polygon. Okay, so I will go to edit poly. I will have vertices. Okay, so what I can do, I can take these vertices first, okay, the top one, and move it somewhere here, and then I can take these vertices, the top one, and move it here a little bit. Okay, now it's following the shape, which is good. Okay, also I can apply the turbo smooth on it, but as you know, it is very low polygon, so I will not have the result I'm looking for. So if I will apply turbo smooth, okay, you can see that on the height I don't have that smoothness which I'm looking for. So what I can do here is that I can go to the edit poly again. Okay, let me turn off the turbo smooth for now. Okay, and I can add some height segments here. How I can do that, I can take my edge, okay, click here, and then press shift key on the keyboard and click here. So all in this row will be selected. Okay, and also click here, or you know what will be the best, I can make a marquee tool around like this. Let me zoom it on, and then all these edges will be selected. Now I need to apply a edge loop here. That I can do with the Swift loop, but it will only apply one at a time, and I have to keep on clicking as many times I want, and it will not be in the middle. So to create something 2 or 3 or more than that at the same time and creating at the center or wherever you want, it's always better to select these and then go to the option which I told you in the last part, connect. Go to the setting, choose how many you want. At the same time, I want 2, and I don't want them to be close apart. Maybe I want them to be a little bit far, so I can do that. Now this thing I cannot do with the Swift loop, so this can be only done with this connect, but you have to select the crossing the opposite edges, which is in the ring form basically. Now I will press check mark, uncheck this. Now if I will go to turbo smooth and turn it on, now this is the quite result that I'm satisfied with. Okay, so now we are done with the base of the sofa. Now I want to create this part, okay, which is basically like the leg. Okay, so I think the best will be the cone because it's like a conical shape. So I will take the cone, create a cone from this angle, give it a height a bit like this, and then I will do here. But to match, I have to right click here, object properties, and create see-through. Okay, now it's see-through here. Now it's matching. No, it's not matching because the radius here is different and here it is different. So first of all, I want to match the radius, the top radius, to the radius of this leg. So I will put this in the center of the top radius, go in the modifier panel and decrease this radius to so that I can match here. Now I think it's matching. Now I will go and match this bottom one. Now I will decrease the radius of the top one and something like this. Now I think it's fine. But if you will see, the leg is like slant a little bit, it's not straight. So I have to match my cone, the one that I created, in this direction. So there are a couple of ways to do that. The first method is to decrease all the height segments, edit poly, and then move these top and bottom parts here. Okay, but I don't want that. What I want to do is that more simple way. The more simple way is to apply FFD box. Now what is a FFD box or FFD cylinder? It will give you a cage with the control points, and that control point can help you to move your object and change the direction or whatever shape you want. So if I go in the modifier list, you can find the FFD here. Okay, in the F part here we have FFD box, already like defined one, 2 by 2 by 3, 3 by 3 by 3, 4 by 4 by 4, or you can have your own and give your own value instead of using these presets. But the cone is not in a box form, it's more like a cylindrical form. So I will choose FFD box cylinder. So if I'll click here, it will give me this. And there are a lot of points. But to reshape this, the key is that to have very less amount of control points. So how I can fix that? I will go in the control points option and decrease all to the lowest value. Okay, so 2 and then 6. That's all what I need. So now I'm perfectly fine here. So I have now nothing in the middle, only I have in the top and only I have in the bottom, which is what I want. Now I want to move these top parts and bottom parts to reshape this in this way. Very simple. You just click here in this arrow, go to the control points. Now the control points are activated. I will select these top control points, take my moving tool and move it so it matches the leg of the sofa, and then take the bottom part and move it so it matches. Very simple, very simple. Okay, we are done with the front. Now I will do the same thing with the left side. Okay, we are done with the front. Now we will do with the left side. So I will take these. Okay, a little bit move it here. Now I will take these and move it here. Okay, perfect. Now what I will do, deselect this. Okay, and then I can apply a turbo smooth on it so it becomes smoother. So I can go in the option turbo smooth. Okay, it is done. Turbo smooth, I think it's fine, but you will notice that it is quite not as what I was looking for here. It is too much smooth. There is a lot of smoothness here. So simple, what you can do is that you can go in the cone again, increase the height segment a little bit more. Okay, something like this, and then you can also move it up. Okay, so this curved part goes inside your this top part here. Okay, so that won't show. So now we are fine. Okay, and also it is matching the height of my leg here. Now I need to copy this one, paste it here. So the simple thing what I need to do is that select this. Okay, click on the mirror and use the x-axis, so it will mirror on the x, and I will choose instance. So if I will change the original, the duplicate will change. So that's how it should be done. So I will press OK, and then I will move this here. Okay, now I will take these two with the control. Okay, and after that what I need to do is I have to again go in the mirror. Okay, and then choose this y-axis instead of x, because we are not anymore in the front viewport, we are in the left viewport, so the y-axis will work here, not the x-axis. Okay, so y-axis and instance is already there, press OK and move this one here. So done. Now I will select all these, okay, including this one, right click, object properties, and uncheck the see-through so they are completely visible. Okay, I can turn off my edge faces by pressing F4. Okay, and then what I can do is that I can rename them. Okay, I can rename them like wooden base, and then all these I can write this is front left leg. Okay, this one is basically front right leg, then this will be rear left leg, and this will be rear right leg. Okay. Oops. Now I can turn all these and turn off my planes. Okay, so let's go here. So let me turn off the spaces again. Okay, now you can see that it's perfectly designed. Okay, and a little gap is here. So what I can do is that I can take these two, all of these parts, and move a little bit down to fill that gap. Okay, I can see from all the sides it's good, and once you apply the textures, it's good to go. Okay, so this is how you can model anything by using planes. Okay, just follow what is on the plane. It's more like you are tracing. Okay, so I hope you have understood how the polygonal modeling works in 3D Studio Max, how to design this. This was a very simple object to model, so you can practice more and more, so you can model like complex objects. Okay, but like practice makes perfect, so you have to practice more so that you can understand more concepts of it, and then it keeps on going. So I hope you guys have learned from this lesson. So please, if you like this tutorial, click on the like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed it yet, click on the bell icon so you can get the notification for all the other tutorials I will going to be uploading soon. And please watch my videos till the end so you can understand the whole process what I'm going through, and watch it online. Don't download it, so that you can clearly understand and like things, and it can give me more watch time hours. So guys, take care. Thanks for your support. So see you in the next lesson of our 3D Studio Max 2021 Essential series. Okay, so take care guys.